Hey everybody, Scott Walters, buckle up, strap in. I got a hard-hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Buckle up, strap in, hold on to your hats and your glasses as we blow the lid off the U.S. economy and the U.S. real estate market. Why, you ask? Well, of course I'm going to tell you, because they're tied together. Lose one, you will lose the other, my friends, and they're both under attack as we speak. If you're new, please subscribe. Subscribe right away. Never been a more important time in history to get centered and surrounded with like-minded people. Iron will sharpen iron. We're going to sharpen some iron today, my friends. Hot off the presses. More retail giants suffering the knockout blow. CVS is the latest retail giant to join the party, shutting down stores and friends, like we always talk about here at the show. They're tied together. If we start to see these retail giants start to get nailed and drop like flies, shutting down locations, this is bad. This is bad for your local real estate market, and it has a spillover effect, contagion. It spreads into other markets. Real estate is local, my friends. All areas will behave differently. And you know, it's really curious to me because a lot of us want to chase the data. I've always said, throw the playbook out the window. The data won't save you. Data is not going to tell you this. This is forward thinking, critical thinking, getting boots on the ground, letting you know this is stuff. It's going to be like a thief in the night. Like we've always said, you know, for me, it's really continuing to entertain, educate, and inform you guys on what I believe is going on there. Somebody who's lived through a downturn before, came back from a downturn, and positioned himself properly, so now I can come give some real talk. I continue to talk to agents. I swear it's insane. I talk to an agent, a local agent in my areas. I continue to do my best to service my local area and a bunch of you all over nationally, the best of my ability. Ran into an agent. I hadn't seen him for a while. Scott, how's it going? Hey, buddy, how's it going? How you doing? Oh, well, you know, I had X million in sales last year. Oh, that's great. That's great. You know, real estate's local, right? Well, you know, the reality is, I guess where I'm going with this is, you know, I started to explain to him, he's a young guy. He's never lived through a boom cycle or a bust cycle either. This is first. I said, you know, you were deemed an essential worker sent out to oversell homes. It was one of the stimulus measures implemented to prop up the housing market. You know, it was artificial growth, right? Yeah, but it's supply and demand, Scott. He started to regurgitate things that he was clueless. I mean, just clueless that this time that we were in a bubble and there was crash risk. He would have been one of the ones that told you zero crash risk here, which is the majority of any industry professional right now that's actively working in this industry. Now, when I get in front of them, I say, well, listen, you know, historical data shows us every time the housing market exhibits bubble behavior, they've popped. They've popped, my friends, so you shouldn't put zero. Your clients will appreciate it a lot more if you at least tell them there's always some crash risk. If you say zero crash risk for my subscriber, for my client, they're laughing you out of the room, my friend. They're not going to trust you. But this guy, what was really curious to me, my friends, is this. When I continue to talk to the agents like this young agent, a new agent that was just geared, they were not geared for real talk at all. Quite the opposite. It looked like he had been, as all agents attend weekly sales meetings. And at these weekly sales meetings, it's really objective training, how to handle objectives when people ask these tough questions like we talk about here. Like, hey, I don't know, here's one for you. Every time the housing market exhibits bubble behavior, they've popped. There's that one. Oh, yeah, but it was like, yeah, but supply and demand. Date the rate. You can refinance. He was saying all this stuff, garbage, in my opinion. Now, what I told him, what I always tell you guys here at the show, hey, if you know what you're doing, we can go out there and play in real estate right now. Just look at certain things like, does the property pencil out? What's my cost to carry versus its rent range? They're not, you know why they're not going to show you rent ranges? Because a bunch of properties get ruled out. So they can't limit their ability to do business by having properties off the table because they don't pencil out. Now, my job as somebody who wants you to win in real estate is to get you to own more than one house, your primary home, and stuck in it, a debt slave forever. No! I want you to live in a cracker box temporarily, ride off into the sunset and stack properties, or whatever your goals are. I just want to be able to serve you the best of my ability. Am I perfect? Far from it. But at least I'm giving enough real talk to help more people probably than any other agent in America right now. Very, very busy guy. But today I really want to examine the health and the fitness of our economy, because if and when we lose it, and we are losing it, my friends, as we continue to see these big retailers suffer, this is going to come back to the housing market. So CVS has thrown their hat in the ring as a company now on life support, trying to avoid bankruptcy by shutting down stores. Don't believe me? Let's jump over to today's article to drive our point home. Then we're going to meet back here and wrap it up. Let's get started. Walgreens and CVS are closing locations starting tomorrow. Drugstores are closing throughout March and into April. And the article goes on to say, even if you don't regularly take prescription medication, chances are you rely on over-the-counter meds and other drugstore remedies when you're feeling under the weather. You likely have a preferred pharmacy in your neighborhood that you turn to, ideally one that's close by, so it can be especially frustrating when your go-to location disappears. This will be a bad sign for neighborhoods and have impact on real estate prices and the markets. And here we go. We can see CVS shares are now starting to plummet. Let's get back to the studio so we can wrap this one up. All right, friends, welcome back. So that's our friends at CVS pharmacies and Walgreens. Massive, massive trouble. They're shutting down stores. Their stocks are just in the toilet, and that is the precursor. If you want to know in real time how healthy these companies are, jump over to the NASDAQ and take a look at where their stocks performing. Are there investors running for the? Clearly, this is not good when you have to provide earnings reports to your investors, and that causes people to bail out of your stock. That is a bad, bad look. Listen, friends, this is not good. And the reason I wanted to continue to communicate some of the failures of not just the mom and pop stores, these corporate entities, Wall Street backed and owned companies. It's all coming back to the Kool-Aid drinking of Wall Street. If this is happening in your neighborhood, if CVS is shutting down stores, if Walgreens is shutting down stores in your area, it says your area can no longer tolerate the retail environment it can't support these stores anymore. There's a contraction happening. And eventually, don't make no mistake about this. I'm going to say this as clear as I can. If your local economy, the stores are having trouble, your real estate will follow suit. It will go along for the ride. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this one out. Anybody that thinks magically real estate prices won't suffer from a failing city, it's a bad look for a city. Your jobs are going away and people are recessing in your city to the point where companies are bailing out. You're one hiccup away from being a ghost town. And final thoughts. I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a real estate guy that wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understanding when you see these big stores start to evaporate, hanging on by their fingernails, throwing people overboard to protect their bottom line, to avoid bankruptcy, it's not good for your local housing market. Many markets are going to suffer some significant blowback. Some will just be the last to join the party and the first to climb out. Everybody gets touched in a deep cycle recession. If you think you're recession proof, you're not. You may be a recession insulated, meaning you might see it coming a little earlier than other cities are already in crisis mode. My job is to continue to protect you every step of the way, because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you, it'd be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, I know you're going to love the next video. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I'll see you on the next one.